Well, I'm sure most people, or at least many people, are upset, disappointed, dismayed, disheartened about the Supreme Court's decision yesterday. I don't like it. I've thought for years they have something on Roberts. That's why he votes the way he does most of the time. Someone's got something on him. He's scared, which is sad and pathetic. But they voted the way they did. Only 2 of them apparently said they would hear the case. Not enough. Good for them. But it is what it is. It's the way it goes. But as I've said for quite a while now, this election has never been between Biden and Trump. They're namesakes, that's it. They're the face of the election, nothing more. This election has always been between heaven and hell, good and evil. This election was for the soul of this country. I believe that. And I still believe Trump is going to win. I mean, he did win. There's no doubt about it. The man got over 400 electoral votes. They simply stole most of them. I don't think Biden really got anywhere near the votes they think he did, or say he did. Not at all. But nobody wants to hear the evidence to prove it because they're scared. Well, I'd be more scared of what God will do to you for not doing the right thing than what any man would do for doing the right thing. But as I said, this is between heaven and hell. And I look on the bright side. I think yesterday's decision is actually a good thing. There's still cases out there in courts. The Wisconsin Supreme Court is hearing Trump's arguments today. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's good. But as more and more cases get rejected, turned down, flat out refused, all it does is continue to push this towards the ultimate end that I think it's always been headed for. It's been prophesied. People have said for years, prophets have said for years, Trump is going to be a 2-termer. I like to believe that's 2 terms in a row because I wouldn't want him to have to fix up a mess all over again coming back in 4 years, especially a mess after Joe and Commie, who, they're nothing. It's who's running them that should worry people. So I think he's staying right where he is for another 4 years. God has said he's going to be there. I believe it. As I said, it's between good and evil. That's what it is. And it's come down to, it's almost completely to the point now where only God can fix it. Like I said, there's still a few cases out there. There's a slim chance that Trump can win in the courts with his lawsuits. But as more and more of them get rejected, refused, denied, turned away, it all comes down to one thing. Only God can do it. Which is usually how he likes it. Because then no man or no group of people can say, look what we did. Look how we beat this. No, the only thing they'll be able to say is, look what God did. Look how he fixed this. Which is what God wants. And ultimately, that's all that matters, what he wants. What we want doesn't matter. He'll give us what we want most of the time. But when you have millions of Christians all across this country crying out to him, praying, I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands, maybe millions as well, fasting. He's not going to ignore that. He will step in and do something. He won't sit back and go, no, not this time, sorry. Try again next time. He just won't. I've said all along, he's positioning his pieces, his people, his strategy, if you will. His angels have been released in this country to fight. They're not going to lose. It's going to come down to the last minute, like many of God's victories do. His son was dead for 3 days. Oh, look! He won! If he can win after his son is murdered and in the ground dead for 3 days, you don't think he can destroy the left in a heartbeat for simply stealing votes? They killed his son. And he said, all right, watch this. Saw how that turned out. We are entering the time frame for the end times. I believe that. They're coming much sooner than people think. And when they do truly get here, this country, I don't know if it'll fall, but it will be taken over by the left. That time isn't now. I don't believe it is. God's victories are last minute and seemingly out of the blue, and everyone looks at them and goes, I don't know. He just did. But God. That's the way it goes. I think that time is coming. I've heard the date January 18th. I hope it's not that. I hope it's sooner. I'm getting tired of this crap. But as long as God wins, that's all that matters. If that's when it is, that's when it is. And please don't throw the safe harbor day out there and the electoral college vote out there. None of that matters to God. He can override all of that with a fleeting thought. You think he won't stop it? Please. He created the world just by speaking. So, keep heart, folks. It's not over.